Adobe Illustrator is a simple-to-use vector program that functions and interacts with and like Adobe Flash. Illustrator is more centered on vectoring, unlike Flash, which has its vectoring just as a part of the program. Because of that, Illustrator has a few tools that gives it the upper hand on vectoring. However, there is a strong learning curve to understand how Illustrator functions to perform with Flash. We will cover that in detail later. Like any Adobe program, to start we head to File, New. In general, it is a good idea to have your artboard size match your stage. For most, that is the present HDV 1080. If you need additional drawing boards, increase the number of artboards to the desired amount. Now, let's start with the basics. The selection tool is used for moving objects or groups of objects easily. The direct selection tool is used for moving individual anchor points. Where many people vector mainly with the line tool, the majority of the vectoring done in Illustrator is done with the pen tool. Select the stroke size here and draw some simple lines to test it out. The width tool, as shown here, is used to easily edit the widths of the lines. Now that you know what it does, never use it, for reasons we will discuss later. One great upper hand Illustrator has on Flash vectoring is the Live Corners tool. It can be used to easily smooth lines from the pen tool that weren't made in the cleanest way. Now, draw your attention over to the fill and stroke on the bottom of the toolbar. The fill of an object will be at the top left, while the stroke will be located here on the bottom right. You can select the color that you wish to use from here. Two important tools of note here is the Swap Fill and Stroke button, and this button that clears whichever color you have on the active layer at the moment. To zoom, select the Zoom tool and zoom in by either clicking or clicking and dragging the area in which you want to view. To zoom out, here are some alternatives. One of the most important functions of Illustrator you need to know about is Expand. Located under Object in the drop-down window, this is the equivalent to Flash's Convert Lines to Fill option, allowing you to edit the individual anchor points of a line. The Layers window functions like Flash, controlling which layers are visible, locked, or wireframe. Control-click on the eye in the Layer window to see it as a wireframe. Now, let's vector something simple with what we've learned. Please note, this is just one method for vectoring with Illustrator. It is possible for you to find a different, better way than the one you are being shown right now. To start, drag and drop a simple picture into Illustrator and line it to the center with the help of the Smart Guides. Name the layer reference and lock it to prevent it from moving. Now, let's select the pen tool with the appropriate line width and create a new layer to vector Fluttershy's ear on. When using the pen tool, it is a good idea to have the pen tool handle point in the direction the next line will be in. Also, have the two handles pointing in the opposite directions for smooth lines. In general, you don't want the viewer of a vector image to know where an anchor point is in the middle of a curved line. Click on the anchor point to clear the existing curve on the line you are drawing. You can select an individual anchor point with the Direct Selection tool and move it slightly with the arrow keys on your keyboard. Now that we have a good general cover of the ear, let's expand this line and edit the anchor points in the wireframe mode to better fit the referencing image. Looks good. Now, let's vector the inner part of Fluttershy's ear by only drawing with a fill. To fill the ear with a solid color, close the gap with a blank line and select the entire area. Then select the paint bucket. Looks pretty good. Now, let's try making an eye shine using the ellipse tool and rulers. Doesn't quite fit yet. To skew it in the direction, you want to go to Object, Transform, Shear. Alternatively, you can use the free transform tool to shear it manually.